Today we're going to continue on the epic journey of Act 3. If you managed to watch yesterday's video, you'll find that we had a death in Act 3. It's at the very end of the last video, obviously. I was trying to make a bleed flask in the menagerie, and instead of my beasts being of level 20 when I was level 30, the beasts were level 50 and 56. Luckily this is a solo self-found guide, so there's no harm done. But that's just a note if you are going hardcore, because I never knew we could actually die like that in this game. I never knew that. So here we go, let's see where we're at. If you're inclined, I would love a sub. Just click the sub button there. You can see further content from me. I'm going to be doing videos every day. I'm going to be doing a live stream throughout the Mayhem League as well, which should be a lot of fun. So I've got my bleed flask, and I just have to see where exactly I am in the game. Looks like I'm in the gardens. Gonna have to head to the Imperial Gardens. How about the key? No.
Despite everything else.
No. I know where I'm at. Sometimes it gets confusing when you leave the game, because I sort of rage quit yesterday when I died. Mainly because it was getting late and I was tired, so. So at the moment I'm only on one falling. And the Spectre side. I'll go and pick some Spectres up before I do the boss fight. In fact, I'm actually going to take a couple of these. These are just as good as anything. When you first get your Spectres, you can just take anything. These are quite good, very, very good for rage Spectres. I think I was falling drop there. I just woke up about 20 minutes ago, having a cup of coffee in the morning. Still haven't drunk it yet, but cheers everybody. Oh god, it's amazing. You can't beat the first coffee of the day, can you? So have people got classes lined up for the Mayhem League? Have you decided what you're doing, or are you just looking around at all the channels to see what might be viable? I think Necros are definitely viable. Because you've got to have a build that needs very little in terms of uniques, because people aren't going to be up there to get the high level uniques, not until right at the end of the league. It's only, I think it's only a 7-day league. So you want a build that works solo found, and where you can do your first 3 labs without having to ask anybody to help you. I mean, all classes really can do the first 3 labs. The last lab's pretty hard because you have to find all of the trials. But then in game, age 20 will get you the trials. I'm getting lots of 4 drops, just not getting only 4 drops of the correct colours. Yeah, the Spectres what I've got are making a lot of noise, but they're not actually doing much damage. As you're heading towards Act 4, you want to be looking for a shield with some spell dodge chance in the vendors and on the floor. This fight can be quite rippy. If you're playing minions, if you're doing on my build this year, you want to get all your minions up before you go in, get a portal up before you interact with Piety, and zip over to her, pop your minions beside her and put the totem down as well, and then walk back. Skeletons are automatically aggressive, so they'll find the enemy in the map, and your zombies will take more of a defensive stance and they'll hang around you. So your skeletons will be killing her off screen, you can't see, but they'll be attacking her. Let's party down.
I loved your work, Piety. It was you I wasn't very
Oh,
fond
oh,
of.
quick look at that. There we go, that's the type of shield that you're looking for. 9% chance to block spell damage. It's a 24% chance to block. Increased critical strikes, completely irrelevant to our build. The rest of the stats are completely irrelevant. It's a completely rubbish shield, apart from it's got that 9% chance to block. So we'll put that in our stash. Because we haven't got many... well, we haven't got any fusing at all collected, so I can't make that shield yet.
Hello. Be careful.
I'm going to keep that gem there because I think I'm going to go AE with this build. That's Elemental Equilibrium on my zombies, and probably get the slave drivers at Act 5. But I actually like Solar Guards the best for the clear speed of maps.
There is nothing else.
Because in Mayhem it's going to be all about what's in the map, it's not going to be about killing the bosses, although you do have to kill the bosses to progress to higher maps.
Now you must leave.
Let's check the vendors in case there's any 4 links in.
How you doing? Don't do anything I would.
Hopefully we just get 1 red on here. That'll do nicely.
Yes? Take care.
That's not bad going into the final Act 3 fight with 2 4 links. It's not bad at all. The reason I'm not going melee with my minions at the moment is I just purely don't have the strength because it's solo self-found. I'll obviously, as I pick up some strength nodes on the tree, I will start transitioning into that.
When I'm ready and not before.
I'm going to find the waypoint here and I'm going to go and get some different Spectres, because these are really bad. What I've got, I prefer to have a Spectre what just gives me a buff to my zombies and skeletons. So here we go to Act 2, and we're just looking for the I think it's called the Host Chieftain, Frenzy's allies. Change our desecrate. Press A to highlight. That gives a big boost in speed and power to the minions. I'm going to quickly do this trial. I know I've been skipping all the other trials, but this is a easy trial.
When I'm ready and not before. Remember, Dominus, what goes up must come down.
I'm level 33 now in this area, so I'm just pushing to get up to fight the boss. Possibly get a level here. The most important thing is just to get to the boss now. And get to the lake, which you grind out for levels so you can get a golem. And of course I get the Carrion Golem, which gives a lot of buffs to the Necro. To my little army of soldiers as we go marching on, defeating evil around the land. Every time I defeat evil, I come back the following day and all the evil's back in the land. We're not doing a very good job in Wraith class, are we? And Ray class. just to show you why I'm wearing a shield, there's tiny percent chance to block there, 24%. Because the the minions don't gain anything. These minions, skeletons, on this particular build, they don't scale anything from scaling spell power. So the one what I've got, as we've seen yesterday, I hunted down the essence and we got the essence to give us 23% extra damage on the minions. That's about the best you can hope for early game. But luckily minions are purely carried by gem level. Purely carried by gem level. So you pick up your few minion nodes for minion survivability, and they get all of their scaling from gems, so you can concentrate on getting lots of life, block chance to become quite tanky. Or you could just pick up a Queen's Decree and just go all out DPS and, you know, not worry about getting one shot, which is a very fun build to do actually. It's your first time doing Necros. Solar Cell found, as I say, it's just about utilising what you found. But you don't want to go out from the beginning and think, I need a Queen's Decree or a Queen's Escape to get my build going, because if you do that, you're just going to set yourself up for failure, because it's a very cheap item. I think it's maybe it's 5 say at the beginning of the league. Who's going to have one of them items if you're in Trade League? And then Solar Cell found you could farm for weeks without finding one. That's the only thing I don't really like about this game, and I understand why they do it, but you can't target farm many items in here, so there's only a handful of items you can target farm in this game. I'm not sure why they do it, but I think it's to like increase build diversity. Because you know how like other games, like take for example Diablo 3, everybody's in the same sets, aren't they? Like everybody in the whole entire game is in the same set. There's no real item hunt in Diablo 3. The only thing they do is just you have to get your ancients, which for me isn't fun. Whereas this game, everything I pick up can be useful to me build. I feel like I'm going on in circles, yeah. So this fight coming up is a fight where you must have a bleed flask. This fight gets a lot of new players because it's quite hard, but when you learn that it's all about standing in the circle, it's not bad. should be this level, I believe, for the boss. So this is the boss area. Before you go in, you just have a quick check. Check your defences. Check that you're over 50, an absolute minimum over 50. I'm quite well capped there. I haven't got my purity of elements on. I put my purity elements on. I'm 65, 74, 75. I have a bleed flask, which is there. Immunity to bleed during flask effect. You must have one of these, otherwise you're just going to die 5 or 6 times. Again, like any boss fight early on, you put up a portal just because you're going to run out of mana. We started spending points because my minions were dying very quick there. So in this part of the fight, you stand within this circle, you're going to bleed, you use your flask, you don't move, and then you use your flask again, but you will bleed, you'll see me bleed in a moment. See, I've bled, I've taken my flask, I'm inside his shield, so I can't bleed anymore. I'm taking damage, but I can't bleed anymore. If you're not within that circle, you're going to die about 20-30 times. That's the easy way to do it. So great, we're on to the next part now. I'm just going to run to town.
That water just reeks of corruption.
And when I get to town, I'll restart my stream because I'm doing this as a video guide on YouTube for new players. People who've never played Diablo before. Not Diablo, people who've never played Path of Exile.
Do not worry, little beast. We are friends
Yeah, so necromancy, I think, is a really good class in this game. I'm fully necromancy now, completely. I don't need any other skills. The only thing I keep is the totem, which is good because it's got consecrated ground. It stops your minions dying in a tough boss fight, like the boss fight that we'll see once I'm in Act 4, which will be on the next video. Okay, so that's Act 3 fully done. We're in Act 4 now. I'm going to thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe if you like the content that I'm putting out.